The Deep Sea King is a demon-level threat. One by one, he has defeated every hero standing in his way. A group of heroes fallen, an S-class hero defeated. The strongest heroes have already failed. One hero is left. Mumen Rider.
The cyclist for justice! Mumen Rider is here!
A C-class hero, the lowest rank, no powers, only his body and the knowledge that he can't win. And somehow, despite everything, you still want him to win. Maybe this time. I love rewatching this scene, not because Mumen Rider loses, but because I'm rooting for him every time. And the interesting thing is, Mumen Rider isn't the only character to make me feel this way. As it turns out, this kind of story shows up everywhere, even in real life. In 2004, one of Japan's most beloved athletes, Haru Urara, had never won. Not a single race. 0 wins, 113 losses. And somehow, the entire country fell in love with her. Games do this too. In 2025's Dispatch, instead of picking one of the world's greatest superheroes to be on your team, players constantly pick and fall in love with the office janitor. Why is it that characters who fail the most are also the ones we remember the most? What is it about them that makes us want to cheer them on anyway? I think the answer has very little to do with losing, and a lot more to do with what losing reveals about them. Now let's figure out, why do we root for the ones who can't win? If winning was the only thing that mattered, we'd never remember characters like Waterboy. In 2025's episodic adventure game Dispatch, you take the role as a superhero dispatcher for a team of very dysfunctional superheroes. Around the middle of the game, you're given the choice of recruiting one of 2 new members. On one side is Phenomenon, a proven superhero. He can fly. He's super strong. He plays Magic the Gathering.
In this conversation, I only came in as I thought we were playing Magic the Gathering tonight. I am hoping we still may.
In game, he's exceptionally statted, far exceeding that of your other heroes for the point of the game you're at. For all intents and purposes, he's this universe's Superman. On the other side, there's Waterboy, the office janitor whose power is being permanently wet. He's clumsy, awkward, cleans things with his puke. He's picked more often by players than Phenomenon. So why? Why do so many of us, me included, choose the wet janitor over Superman? At first, I thought it was because he was funny. He throws up. He throws up from the other end.
My apologies.
There's even a situation where you can have him use a special power to complete a mission, and that makes it worse. But Phenomenon is also funny. The more I replayed some of the episodes in Dispatch, it slowly crept up on me. Across different scenes, Dispatch kept putting Waterboy into situations where seemingly no one is watching. It's a Friday afternoon, everyone's already left the office, and where do we see Waterboy? Cleaning our computer. Maybe we decided to have a date with Blonde Blazer. A small dinner in the office courtyard at night because no one is there. No one, except Waterboy, who is still working tirelessly to clean the office. Every scene kept asking the same question. The question wasn't, can Waterboy save the day? But it was really asking, who is Waterboy when nobody needs him to be a hero? The game never tells you that Waterboy is hero material, but it doesn't need to. By the time Dispatch asked me to choose between Wet Janitor and Depressed Superman, it wasn't really asking me to pick who was stronger. It was asking who had already proven they were a hero. And nowhere is that idea more obvious than Mumen Rider. Mumen Rider loses overwhelmingly. He did nothing to the Deep Sea King. And somehow, this is the moment everyone remembers. I've watched this scene more times than I can count. When I remember season 1 of One Punch Man, I always come back to this scene. I already know what's gonna happen, but I'm still glued to the screen. Chills go down my spine, and I get emotional as I'm watching Mumen Rider fight an unwinnable battle. Strange, isn't it? Why would I rewatch a scene where one of my favorite characters loses? But I realize, as Mumen Rider is being pushed to his limit, what he said to the Deep Sea King changes what the fight was about entirely.
And yet, I must try. It's not about winning or losing! It's about me taking you on right here and right now!
The moment he says this, the fight stops being about defeating the Deep Sea King. It became about proving what kind of person Mumen Rider wanted to be. Every other hero before him fought because they thought they could win. Mumen Rider is the only one who knows he can't. He doesn't mistake his courage for confidence. I'm not cheering for Mumen Rider because I want or expect him to win. I know the fight only lasts a few seconds. So why does this battle feel bigger than every other one before it? I am glued to my screen with a tear going down my cheek because Mumen Rider chose the hardest path, the path where he loses. But it's the most courageous path. Mumen Rider doesn't stare down the Deep Sea King because he thinks he'll win. He stands there because someone has to. And in this moment, that's enough. Waterboy showed us that character is revealed when no one is watching. Mumen Rider is showing us who he should be when everyone is watching. But neither of them answered another question I kept coming back to. What happens when you keep trying and you never win? In her entire racing career, Haru Urara never won a single race. And still, Japan couldn't stop cheering for her. There's a contradiction here. Typically, racehorses exist for one reason: to win races. The economics of horse racing are brutal. Winning horses keep racing, losing horses don't. So how does a horse with 113 losses keep finding herself back at the starting gate? It wasn't because people expected her to finally become a champion. No, it was because people had already found something else to cheer for. At first it almost felt like an ironic joke. A horse that never won becoming one of the most famous in Japan. I didn't fully understand it, but the more I researched, the more I caught myself rooting for her too. People were buying merchandise. They drove from across the country to watch Haru Urara run. They would call the ranch and tell the owners how much of an inspiration that she was. Even the 2004 Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi championed Haru Urara. As he put it, she was a symbol of not giving up in the face of defeat. Why were millions of people rallying behind the horse who never crossed the finish line first? Her trainer, Dai Muneshi, gave the best answer that I think really captured the heart of it all. If society valued only winning, then life is constant competition. Winners and losers, it's war. If you yourself feel you gave it your all and then lost, you should still be commended. There are horses that don't try very hard. Haru Urara would always try till the end. This is it. People weren't showing up to watch a loser. They were showing up to watch someone who never stopped trying. We looked at Waterboy, Mumen Rider, and now Haru Urara. The story that they have to tell isn't actually about failure. Failure is just the backdrop to show us who they really are. Waterboy kept doing the right thing, Mumen Rider kept fighting, Haru Urara kept running. Maybe that's why we kept rooting for them until the very end. When I started doing research for this video, I was asking the question, why do we root for losers, the people who can't win? But I realized, I don't think that's actually what we were doing. I don't think we root for these characters because they lose. We root for them because losing is what strips everything else away. What's left after that is character. Somewhere along the way, as I was writing the script for this video, I stopped thinking about Waterboy, or Mumen Rider, or Haru Urara. I started to think about myself and how I connected to all of this. These stories stuck with me, not because they're about impossible odds, but because they remind me that my worth was never supposed to come from winning in the first place. We can't always choose whether we succeed. We can choose who we are while trying. And if that's the case, maybe we've been cheering for the wrong thing all along.